Greetings, citizens of Nerdtropolis. Sean Taj here, the mayor of Nerdtropolis, and on this episode of Real Insights, my guests are Elizabeth and Damian Hurley. Hello, Hurleys. How are y'all doing?
Hey, Sean. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm thrilled to be discussing Strictly Confidential with y'all, Damian's debut feature film, which premiered on the eve of your 22nd birthday. So first off, happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us.
Of course. This is a remarkable milestone in your career. How does it feel to have your first film out in the world?
Kind of daunting and terrifying, but I'm really excited. I'm so proud of this movie, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Yeah, it's exciting. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we woke up this morning knowing that it was just about to hit all the streamers, Apple, Amazon, whatever. We're just like, wow, all that work, and today's the day. People can get to see it.
I'm just taking the time. We had an hour, I think, until they hit.
Yeah, today is the day. And Damian, when did you first get the bug to make a film? And what inspired you to create this compelling mix of thriller and seduction?
You know, A, thank you. But B, I think when I first went on my own first set when I was 8, the first set I'd ever been on it was Gossip Girl, I think. And it was just heaven. And I was a sponge for everything I could possibly get my hands on, whether it was sneaking, because I was tiny, I was 8, sneaking into the editing suite, crawling to hide and watch everyone, listening, they let me call action, call cut, running lines with people, just anything I could possibly do, torturing the camera crew for advice on equipment. And I've never stopped since. And I just said to Mum that very first night after my first day on set, I said, this is going to be my life, this is where I want to be.
I love that. Elizabeth, playing a character in a film directed by Damian must be so unique and a memorable experience. How proud are you of him?
You know, I'm really, really proud. I always split it into sections. There was being his producing partner, which was just a great relationship. We're both workaholics and we'll both work 23 hours a day. That was just great. Being directed by him was just such a liberating experience for me to really know that we were so in sync, and to have a director that you knew really has your back, that you both want the same thing and going to give your all, but know you're going to be protected. That was really great. The only time we ever had any friction was when I tried to put my mummy hat on and tried to be mummy and tell him he hadn't eaten properly or needed to drink more water. Then it was like, get out. But otherwise, our business relationship was perfect, right?
I love that. Damian, can you talk about a couple of the pieces of advice that, your mom gave you? Maybe something that stuck with you throughout your whole life, to be honest.
Oh, God. I think when you're so close to someone who is just a constant source of unwavering support. I have, and I've been saying this a few times today, actually, I really realized during this, one cannot survive making a movie or many things in life without an inherent amount of unshakable self-belief, whether that's rooted in delusion too, or gaslighting yourself that you can do it, even if you can't. I think I just learned from my own, you have to back yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. You have to be convinced that you'll succeed against all odds. And I thought of that every single day through this entire, at point, very grueling process.
And you did it. I mean, it's coming out. You got the first big one out. Could you share a bit about the process of bringing the story to life and what themes you wanted to explore with this film?
This story, I came up with the idea for the story when I was 17, just after I'd lost a very close friend to suicide. And it was a horrific, really devastating time. It was the first death me and many of my friends have ever known. And I wrote this idea, but then, it got tucked away in a drawer, COVID hit, the world fell apart. And then a few years later, one of the head executives of Lionsgate saw a short film that I'd made. And I got a call out of the blue saying that they loved the short and were wondering if I had any scripts to write and direct a feature film. And I said, yeah, of course I do. Panic, ran, went to search through every idea I'd ever had. And I found this idea that I'd written when I was 17, and it needed updating, it needed a million rewrites by me. But I did, and Strictly Confidential was born.
What were some of the biggest challenges, Damian, that you had to overcome on sets, and how did you overcome them?
I think I was really not startled, but it's really hit home how many of the problems one faces on a day-to-day level during the making of a movie are nothing to do with your actual job and nothing to do with creatively actually writing, directing, working with actors, getting your shots, making it beautiful. They're all ludicrous logistic hell that comes at you from every angle, every second of the day, and we're possibly have even conceived. There's, trucks have turned up, we're losing the light, you're being dive bombed by mosquitoes, it's a tropical thunderstorm on the day you're meant to shoot a relaxing scene at the beach. And that was pretty relentless. And, we did it, we made it through, but it was that, and I knew that was going to come. I didn't know quite how intense it was going to be, and that's when I was so grateful to have my very experienced mother by my side, because I wasn't experienced with that. I had full belief in my ability to write it, to direct it, to work with the actors, to play, but I'd never stood on a set where costumes have been turned away at customs. What do we do? We're on an island in the middle of the ocean with nothing. Help. And Mum came to the rescue many, many times for all of the above.
And yes, this film is filmed in paradise. Elizabeth, did it feel like vacation though every day? I mean, such a beautiful landscape.
It so did not feel like vacation for 1 second of this entire experience.
We didn't get in the sea once. Well, you did on camera once. Otherwise, no.
We, to be honest, we had a really small crew, and we had to work unbelievably hard, and only 18 shooting days, and there were some really complicated scenes and setups, fighting the weather, fighting a lot of things. No, it was a baptism by fire in many ways, I think, for Damian into our industry. But one, which now we can see the finished film, was so worth every single moment, blood, sweat and tears, that I just actually can't wait to do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, the location looked great. Like, I was kind of jealous of everybody, even though you said it was a daunting experience, but y'all pulled off a great film. I'm excited for Damian's future. Elizabeth, I have to ask you my final question. I grew up loving everything you've done. Would there be any interest in revisiting one of my favorite films of yours, Bedazzled, and reunite with Brendan Fraser for a fun sequel? I feel like it can be done.
Bedazzled has always been one of Damian's favorite films of mine. I love Brendan. I love playing that. Of course, there's no Harold Ramis anymore. He sadly died. But you know what? I think when you've had something wonderful in your life, there's a part of you that wouldn't dare revisit it in case it fell short, and a part of you that would love to step into it again. So for me, that's in the hands of the gods.
Yeah, it's a great film. Just like Damian agrees, I guess, as well, that it's one of his favorites. Everyone does great in there. It's just so memorable to me. A lot of one-liners in that too. But I'm excited that the bug is now in Damian, and looking forward to what he delivers next.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Once again, this is Taj, the mayor of Nerdtropolis, and stay tuned for more movie news, reviews, interviews, and trailers.